When I was 205, all I cared about was losing weight. I look at so many countless videos and constant videos telling me, do this, do that, don't do this, do that. But then I realized, like, what the hell am I doing? There was only one thing that kept on my mind, was losing that 1 pound. But the thing was is that all I knew was to eat less. But why would I want to starve myself? That is something that really didn't help me, and I hated constantly battling these type of things. So let's just jump into it. So first things first, it's you're gonna be your belief. You're gonna have to believe that you're going to lose this fat, because I'm telling you, when I started at 205, I never knew I was able to really lose all the fat that I had. I always thought that, oh, I'm fat, so I'm just gonna have to deal with that with my life. I'm just gonna have to buy the XL, because really, there's people out there in the world that tell you don't fat shame. And I'm not gonna be here and be fat phobic, but no one likes to be fat. Everyone doesn't like to have an extra pound of weight, because there is the difference between being respected and disrespected, especially how your body is created. Because you have this body that you've gotten gifted to, and yet it is so disrespectful that you've let it go into this mode of fat. And you're going to be okay with that, because you right now have a belief that you're just going to be fat for the rest of your life, so might as well be it. Because it's a struggle to lose all the fat. That's because you have these limited beliefs in your mind that's really, really blocking you from achieving that goal weight. So start believing that you can lose this weight, because if you don't believe it, it's not going to happen. But if you start believing it, you'll have the power to be able to lose the weight. Next is going to be your reasoning. There are countless reasons why you want to lose that weight, but it has to just not be a simple reason. It can't just be like, I want to be healthy. There has to be a desire, something that's more reasonable, that makes you want to wake up and lose the weight. So this is why it's so popular in like gym culture, where you see people on your Instagram reel and they get destroyed by a heartbreak. Their reason right there is because they wanted to prove that girl wrong. They wanted to prove that woman that she is missing out on something. Those are the type of reasons that you need to be able to have to be able to lose the weight, because you need to have a desire, burning reason to be able to keep you push forward and able to make you do this every single day for you to, for the rest of your life, to be able to actually lose all that weight. Because to be brutally honest, it just takes about 6 months to shed out all that fat off your body. There's a lot of things that go into this, rather than just simply just starving yourself and just call it a day, because no one likes to do that. Who likes to just wake up and shoot themselves in the foot because I need to lose that weight? I've been in those moments where when I was fat, all I thought was drinking water, running every day for at least a mile, and eating only strictly just vegetables was going to grant me to lose that weight. And here's the thing, I did it and I lost the weight. But after a whole 3 months, I gained it all back and I was back at it. I'm telling you this right now, you need to have a burning desire. My reason of losing weight was because of a breakup. It was because I had a girl of 3 years that we broke up eventually. And then there's another desire where it faded away, but there's a lot of things that I wanted to do. Like, as people who are fat have low testosterone. I don't want to have low testosterone. You think I want to wake up with not a morning wood? I don't want to die fat. You need to have reasons that are going to be able to actually help you to achieve that desired weight. It can be anything. And I mean literally anything. Don't bullshit yourself to be like, I'm just doing it for myself. Because fuck that. If you did it for yourself, you wouldn't have been in this situation right now. It could be a dark or even a light desire for you to be able to lose that weight. You need to find your reason. You need to find that desired reason of why you want to lose that weight. Put down in the comments of your reason of why you want to lose weight. Because again, if you write it down, you'll get this sense of desire of, wow, this is what I want to be able to achieve, because this only takes 6 months to be able to lose that weight. No one's going to tell you this. They're going to tell you the 30-day meal plan. They're going to tell you this 90-day week plan, this 8-week workout meal plan. This is where I'm going to tell you the reasons of what helped me lose that weight dramatically, to be able to lose a pound each day, for you to be able to do that same thing. Because I'm passing the same knowledge as what I did for you to be able to get it more faster and live the life that you've always wanted to be. Find your desirable reason why you want to lose that weight. It could be anything. Personally, mine is to attract women. That is the reason why I wake up every morning and hit the gym. That is why the reason why I eat healthy, because I need to become that person, that reason, that motive for me to keep going forward. Now, this is where I'm going to tell you a lot of people talk about counting your calories, be in a calorie deficit. I'm going to tell you this right now because no one's going to believe me, but honestly, it's all bullshit. You realize that back then, past time, where your great-great-great-great-great-great-grandfather, let's just say this, do you think they count their calories? Do you think they looked at the label and said, that's too many ingredients, I don't want to eat that? As we live in this world today where everything is just honestly accessed under this window right here on a smartphone, you're able to just count your calories. You're able to scan your stuff with AI. You're able to just look in the back of the ingredients list and be like, is this real or not? I'm telling you this right now because no one's gonna fucking believe me, but counting calories is a simple scam. It is actually a false reality to the fitness influencers because they're telling you of the calories in, calories in, calories out mindset. If it fits your macros, if you're in a calorie deficit, you can eat less. I'm telling you this right now, from all the gym influencers that you're going to see out there, they are typically on steroids or they're not promoting healthy eating, but understanding that their physique isn't achievable in the next 3 months or in the 3 years. That takes almost 5 years to 10 to be able to accomplish a physique like that. But that's because they're building muscle. Right now, here we are. Your desire is to lose fat, which is very simple because it's something that's just used as storage as your body. That's all it does. That's really what fat is, pretty much. This fucking bullshit with all the calories in, calories out, if it fits your macros, calories, it's all a scam. It's not real. What I've noticed a lot is that we're not controlled by calories. We're controlled by our hormones. And this is where you need to be able to control your hormones, like named insulin, very low. That's where I'm telling you right now, if you're eating hamburgers, pizza, chips, cookies, imagine you switch all that food, but with strictly just protein. That is chicken, ground beef, tuna, eggs, steaks. With all these foods, you'll get the same satisfaction of when you eat that hamburger, when you eat that cookie, because you're looking for this food that's stationary. It's pleasurable. It's fulfilling. You can get the same thing with healthy foods with the perfect of the seasoning as well as practice of when eating these foods. Because understanding the reason why you are so hooked up on the junk food is because there's sugar in it. And when sugar is consumed, you get a lot of dopamine from it. And it pretty much goes up and then it goes right down below baseline. And when you feel sad, your mind is going to go back to whatever felt good, and it's going to be the food. You need to be eating more meat. I'm telling you, you need to eat a lot of meat. You could eat more than 2,000 calories, and I guarantee you, you won't gain any weight. You will lose a lot more fat than anything else, because what's so crazy about meat is that your body will actually use it. You're not going to go to the bathroom and take a shit from all the bad foods that you pretty much consume that aren't even good for you. You might believe that this belief where, okay, what if I just eat proteins and fats? That's good. That's essentially what you really need. But you can't really live that on long term. There's people out there who have, but it's really, really hard to sustain that because all you're eating is just meat and salt. And honestly, you don't want to have that other obstacle where all you're eating is just the same food over and over again. This is why I'm telling you to emphasize with eating a bunch of vegetables. Fuck all the fruit, because what's so crazy about the fruit is that it still contains sugar. Isn't the sugar from fruit different from a sugar from a Snickers bar? Of course. But understand that your body doesn't really differentiate what food is food. It focuses on the 3 macros of fats, proteins, and carbs. So let's say if you eat an apple, you eat that apple. It's still carbs with sugar, so your body is going to turn into that. It's literally just fat, rather than a Snickers bar where it's literally just sugars and carbs, but with more sugar and no nutrients. See, there's an on and off thing where, like, yes, the healthier options of sweet stuff will be fruits because they contain more of vitamins and stuff like that, but you would like to keep it on a low level. I would essentially tell you to eat just berries. That is strawberries, cranberries, blueberries, raspberries, as if you want to have those types of fruits, because they contain fiber, which is a really good thing to help you with your gut microbiome, which we'll get into soon To that later. So this is where I tell you to eat vegetables, because you might have this belief where vegetables are bad, that they contain oxidants and it's going to hurt your kidney, bladder. Your ancestors, your great-grandfathers, your great-grandfather has eaten these things already. You really think that they're going to die from some broccoli? No. There are a really healthy carb source that it doesn't spike your insulin level like crazy. It's a carb source that you could literally manipulate into seasoning. There are things like carrot chips, bell peppers, cauliflower rice, which is a huge game changer to alternate from rice because it literally tastes like rice. You could also add spinach and eat a whole lot of it, and yet it's such a small little crunch because these vegetables contain fiber. When you're eating a lot of fiber, it creates good microbiome, and once you have a good microbiome, you'll be able to crave more of those foods. Therefore, you'll be able to eat healthier, and your hormones will actually not be shot. So, I'm telling you this right now, eat a lot of protein. I'm telling you to eat a lot of steaks. I eat a lot of steaks. I'm telling you, ground beef, chicken, steaks. You could also eat a bunch of nuts, too. I'm talking about nuts. And we all know that nuts are high in calories. They're like over 1,000 calories for one bag. Guess what? The next day I lost weight. So that proves that calories don't mean shit. You don't wake up and be like, oh, I need to count my calories. No. And also emphasize on eating more fat. Cut out seed oils and switch it to butter. This is going to help so much when it comes to cooking with eggs, steaks, and stuff like that because you'll feel more full. When fat is high, you're going to feel full longer. Next is going to be weightlifting. I don't know why, but as when you first want to lose weight, your first mindset is going to be thinking about running down a mile every single day and drinking water and vegetables. That is not the way to really lose the weight. That's just essentially the little quote that's saying, eat less, move more. No, because no one likes to live life like that. You don't want to live life as suffering. This is where I'm telling you, you'll be able to have a diet, change your habits, change your everything, and still live a sustainable life that where I'm able to just be happy and eat a slice of pizza, hang out with my friends and eat burgers. I can't eat a steak because it has over 1,000 calories. Over my calorie intake. Guess I can't eat it. It's going to make me gain weight. It's just psychological issues that's going to give you anxiety for foods that you can deem to be bad. And it gives you this weird vision where you think only food is numbers. That is essentially a disorder that you have that is not good for you. Back to what I was saying though. You need to start weightlifting. This is where you're able to tear muscle. The gym, you're not there to build muscle. Sorry for that little rant, but when you are in the gym, you are essentially in the environment where you are able to build muscle. This is where you tear the muscle down, and when you eat properly as the foods that I'm telling you to digest, and tomorrow you'll be a tiny bit stronger. This accumulates more and more and more time. Eventually, your body's going to have to work in overdrive because since you're tearing muscle, it needs more energy for repair. That's why you're going to need to use a lot of your fat that you have to be able to actually use that fat to repair and give you energy for tomorrow. You can still incorporate cardio, but I would recommend doing light jogging. This is not where you don't do running at all because running is essentially really bad for you because it raises your cortisol level, and when its cortisol level is high, not only you're going to be losing muscle, but you're also going to be having fat constantly stay in your body because your mind is going to be thinking that it's running away from something. It's going to be entering a fight or flight mode. You think that you're going to run, be out of breath. You think you're going to do it again. It's essentially being in a fight or flight mode where your body's going to have to protect itself to be able to still continue after that danger. So I recommend doing weightlifting. Next is going to be sleeping. This is where you probably are something that you're missing out on and really overshooting it. But I'm telling you this right now, if you're not sleeping by 9 p.m., you are essentially gaining a lot of fat from it. When you are sleeping early, there's such a magical drug when it comes to it. 1, you'll feel energized. 2, you won't feel fucking tired every time you wake up. 3, you won't gain weight because your body's going to be in a state where your insulin is really, really below baseline. And that's where you're literally, you won't gain weight. You won't. The thing is, and when you're sleeping properly and not neglecting it by playing video games, watching movies that your body is going to be able to repair itself more effectively, as well as your hormones are going to work properly. And you won't suffer from these mental illnesses like depression, anxiety, stress. When you're passing the time past 11 p.m., there's actually significant signs that you will actually show more depression. This is where this is going to be really bad because you're not going to be able to sleep properly and actually be able to lose weight. Because I'm telling you this right now, The only way for you to lose weight is only sleeping. There is nothing else. Sleeping is the only way for you to be able to lose the weight, because that's when your body only uses the muscles and the fat that you stored in your body to lose that weight. It's the only way for able to do it. It's not constant running. It's not weightlifting. It's not being on a strict diet. It's none of that. It's really just sleeping. The days are going to pass by, regardless of whatever your mindset is thinking. If you're not sleeping, you're not going to lose weight. That's why I really tell you to emphasize. Read a book, sit there, make it nice and warm, stuff like that, and just sleep. This is going to be a totally game changer, because when you wake up, you'll be able to be fully rested. So here's what we're going to be talking about, the upcoming obstacles that are going to happen. So you're going to have like these things called like fitness influencers. You have the Hispanic and Western food, supplementations, days that you don't know what you want to do. And then there's loneliness as well. I'm going to get you down to each one, which is today's fitness influencers. You look at today's fitness influencers right now, most of them are on steroids. It's really hard to believe that your fitness influencer is not on steroids, but more than likely they really are. But understand that some of these fitness influencers that are on steroids that you might suggest that you're looking at, they don't eat healthy. They really eat like terrible, where they eat like crumble cookies, McDonald's, cereal boxes. This isn't food that you can't eat. You're not those type of people that have those type of traits. You are a big guy who needs to lose the weight. So you need to start eating what the other athletic peoples are eating. If you look at the fitness influencers and you see how they eat, you will know that they're actually losing fat or not. Now you have the Hispanic food and Western food that we live in America, where pretty much everything that you eat is going to be advertised as you as healthy, or literally just straight up just processed food. Understanding that processed food, when it's going through the process, it pretty much takes all the nutrients from what that one meal is to sell you something that literally isn't fulfilling, and it's just empty calories. That's why things don't really need to exist in a plastic bag or in a cardboard box, because those foods are not healthy. They are just strictly just calories that you're consuming with no nutrients in them. And you wonder why you feel bloated, you feel tired, you feel lethargic after eating it, because that's what your gut microbiome telling you that this isn't food that they can't eat. It's essentially like an allergic reaction. So really emphasize on taking away foods that are spiking your insulin level. That sensation of bloatness is an allergic reaction of what you're eating. Next is going to be days that you don't want to do working out. This is really something bad, where you wake up and you don't want to hit the gym because of X reason. You have to understand that your desire of reasoning, back on number 2, is not big enough. It's not strong enough. That desire was not it's not your true desire. You're just masking it, the real desire. Because if going to the gym is such a hard task to do, we can understand if life happens, like your car breaks down, your girlfriend breaks up with you, or, you have to study for exams. We understand that you can't have days. You understand if you want to take a rest day. That's understandable. But days as a normal week that go by, there's no excuses of actually going to the gym, because your reasoning is not desirable. Your reasoning, if you're struggling to go to the gym, your reasoning is not perfect. It's not the real reason. So really go back and try to find your real reason of why you want to lose the fat. And it can be anything that you want, because you're the only one who's going to know it. Not me, not your friends, not your family, only you. Supplementation is also a thing. I'm telling you, they're probably going to get into like creatine, whey protein, pre-workout. They're again, supplementations. They're not going to be something that you need to have every day. You don't need to have them. Why I'm emphasizing need is because I used to have a pre-workout which had 60 servings, and I used to have a caffeine addiction, which I didn't know I had. And it really killed me a lot, because I've always woke up and an energy drink, because I realized that my energy levels are so dipped, because I apparently get a dip below on energy levels when you have that. So really emphasize eating really whole foods and have normal supplementations. Like, the only really supplementations you really need are just vitamin D, zinc, and Tongkat Ali. These are going to be the really 3 things that you're going to need for you to be able to build muscle and lose that fat as well. Next is going to be loneliness. This one's a really one that hits me a lot, because I used to just wake up and just go to the gym. It used to be wake up, eat, gym, sleep. Days upon days. And I was scared of talking to anybody because I was fat. I just didn't like who I was, because I wanted to have this mindset of losing fat. But now I start talking to people. You have friends right now that don't really care about your weight. You have friends right now that are going to be there and want to be on the gym journey as you are. Because everyone wants a six pack. Everyone wants to lose weight. So hit up a friend that will help you, that will actually make you want to lose that weight with you. And if you don't have any friends, make friends at the gym. Find someone that you seem similar to you, probably the same weight as you, and just, I know it's really hard to really say it rather than say it. It's really hard for me to tell you, but it's all it is just a simple, hey, you look massive. What are you hitting today? Or hey man, you look great. What are you hitting today? These are really good compliment starters, more of conversation starters to help you to be able to achieve a friend. I've used these and I've actually gotten a lot of friends at the gym where I'm able to fist pump people and have daily workouts with them. But that's really it though. This is pretty much some of the stuff that really helped me when I lose a lot of weight. I really hope you get a little faster from all the stuff that I'm telling you. So if you forgot, remember to have the belief of you're going to be able to lose that weight and have your desire or reason of why you want to lose that weight. Start eating a lot of meat and fats and start weightlifting, start sleeping more, and then start avoiding obstacles that, like I just told you about, that are going to kind of destroy your path. But that's it though. Put down that fork and go lift some weights, brother, and I'll see you soon.